From the Owens Outcome Student Media Center, this is Community Connection, putting you in touch with what's happening within the community and on our campus. Here's your host.
Welcome to Community Connection. My name is Rob Thomas. I have two guests joining us today. They are Zach and Nicole. You two are representing the Village Players.
That we are.
And here to share some information with us about an upcoming performance. It sounds exciting.
It is.
Tell us about it.
So we are in the show called The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals, which is originally performed by Star Kid, which started up in University of Michigan, actually. And so this production is kind of a homage to Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but a musical edition.
A comedy horror of sorts.
Yeah.
So who decided that this was going to be the performance that you would bring to the Village?
Well, the board, every time they start thinking about the next season, they take a bunch of ideas and they look through it and they talk through what would make the best season. And this one was thrown into the ring and they ended up voting on it, which I'm very excited about.
Now, again, what is this? You said it's an homage to which film?
Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Now, that was like a 1950s?
1956, I believe,
okay.
yeah.
And at a time when the Cold War was growing, and everyone was paranoid about what their neighbors were doing and thinking, and whether or not they were communists.
Yes.
So how does that work into this musical?
Well, we follow a guy named Paul who, as the title says, does not like musicals. And this kind of invasion that happens has a musical twist to it.
All right. The guy who didn't like musicals. Now, Zach, what is your role?
So I play Ted, who is a self-declared sleazeball.
Self-declared.
A self-described sleazeball. They kind of do whatever it takes to survive sort of guy. Hence my newly shaved mustache. Yeah.
And also, I understand there are a few people from the Owens community that are helping with the production as well and starring in it.
Yeah, our Paul, Seth Johnson, I believe, teaches voice here at Owens. So
And Rick.
Oh, and Rick Clever is our lighting designer, so who runs the theater just down the hallway. So
what can guests expect, the audience expect when they come see the performance?
It's a comedy. That at its root, so you can expect to laugh, you can expect to have that kind of laugh out loud moments that you enjoy.
Most definitely.
Now I heard, and you have to correct me, you may not want to bring young children.
Most definitely.
That's correct, yeah.
Most definitely. A lot of adult themes, would say, are discussed. A lot of language, a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Adult themes.
Yeah.
There are several people, I'm not going to name any, that I know that when you pull out a musical, the first thing they do is roll their eyes. Oh, really? How does this fit into that?
That is our main character. That is exactly how our main character reacts to musicals. He doesn't like them. He's been forced to see them in the past, and it's not something that he ever wants to do again. And then, unfortunately, he gets forced right into the middle of one. And so for those people that say, I don't really like musicals, you have Paul right there. You two can go through this together.
What are the dates for the performances?
So we are going up September 5th, and we go through the 14th. So our evening performances start at 7 p.m. Our matinees begin at 2. The matinees are just on Sundays. But yeah, the 5th through the 14th.
And ticket prices?
I believe it's $25 general admission and $20 for students.
So that's great entertainment at an incredibly low price.
Most definitely. Yeah, the theater here in Toledo is very competitive, and we like to do our best to stay affordable.
So let's talk a little bit about community theater and how you got involved in it.
Yeah. I've been doing theater forever. I was a Who in Seussical the Musical in 3rd grade and then said, I want to do this forever. And then I did. And so I've been a part of the Toledo community theater for about a year now. We actually just moved back to the area last year, and it's been amazing. And the Village Players have really taken us under their wing there.
I didn't start doing theater actually until high school, but fell in love with it really fast. Did my undergrad specializing in youth theater and puppetry at Bowling Green State University, just south of us, and have been doing it both amateurly and professionally ever since. So
You said puppetry?
puppetry, yeah.
Tell me about that. I'm
Yeah,
intrigued.
I've always loved puppets. When I was in undergrad, we did a production of Frankenstein with handmade wooden puppets by our director, Bradford Clark. They're incredible. It was a very cool show.
What do you find utilizing puppets and how those skills are transferred over to a performance where you're working with not puppets?
That's a good question. Well, I think what is the most satisfying thing about working a puppet is when you can make it feel alive. There's a few things that you want to look for when you're doing puppetry. You know, your breath, your focus, giving it weight, and I think that is a thing you can bring to really any character. You know, how does a character carry themselves? How do they, breathe in a certain situation? It's one of those things where it's like taking your body and trying to manipulate it outside of you. It's kind of cool.
Now, related to the guy who didn't like musicals, is there something that when we're there we should pay attention to?
Absolutely. While there isn't physical puppetry in this show, the theme of puppets is still pretty
It's
prevalent.
explored, yeah.
Yeah. And so just kind of having that in mind when you go to see the show, you might see some of those influences in there.
Now, there are people who are unfamiliar with Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Can you give us a brief synopsis of that film so we can understand the direction that the
Absolutely.
guy who didn't like musicals takes?
Absolutely. So we have our classic horror trope of the people that we thought we could trust are not the people we can trust anymore. And that is very reminiscent in this show, and that's kind of what we pull from that original source material.
Are there any surprises that we should be, or are you going to tell me? You'll have to see it to see
Well,
You will have to see it. I would say there's plenty of surprises, plenty of twists and turns, some unexpected moments. There's a lot to surprise and sort of delight everyone.
And while it is a comedy, there are definitely the dramatic moments in there, the ones that kind of like steal your breath, and so those ones I'm really looking forward to sharing.
I don't even know how the conversation came up between Seth Johnson, the gentleman that plays Paul, and I started, but he said something, yeah, it's got this MST3K vibe, this Mystery Science Theater 3K vibe, and I went, I'm in.
Yeah.
So jokes, humor.
Yeah, the whole style of Star Kid, the creators of the show, is very irreverent. Very, they play with genre a lot. They've explored plenty of things from like parodying things. Their very first thing that was very big was a Harry Potter musical, and which was about Harry Potter, and it took those and went, how goofy can we make this, essentially? And so they've done that with plenty of things. They've done Batman. They took the video game Oregon Trail and made a whole musical around it. So the whole style of their shows is just very, let's take something and kind of twist it on its head a little bit. It's very interesting.
Zach and Nicole are our guests on this segment of Community Connection, here sharing information with us about this performance that's coming up. The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals. And the two of you, how long have you been rehearsing, from when it was decided, here's what we're going to work on, and now you're headed towards performance dates?
Yeah. Well, so I know that the board has started working as far as our producers and our directors and getting that production team for nearly 6 months now. So they've been working on the back end for quite a while, and then
rehearsal process has only been just over 2 months.
Yeah,
I believe.
we jumped in, I think, in early July is when we really started hitting the ground running as the cast.
This sounds like it's going to be a really fun
It's
performance.
really
I've
fun.
already talked to a few people who say, hey, let's get together and head over and check this out.
We would love that.
It's music and lyrics by Jeff Blim. What do we know about Jeff?
Jeff Blim is an enigma of a human being. We love Jeff Blim in this household. He joined Star Kid later in their kind of fame. He came in the very first musical he was in was Holy Musical Batman, and he was performing for a while until he started then writing for them. And so now he writes a lot of their music and lyrics, and he's a very talented individual.
So again, quickly, the dates for the performance?
Yeah, September 5th through the 14th. Our evening shows are at 7 p.m. Matinees are at 2 p.m. Over at the Village Players on Upton.
Zach, Nicole, thank you so much for joining us on Community Connection.
Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
having us.
Thank you for joining us. My name is Rob Thomas.
This has been Community Connection. If your group or organization would like to appear on Community Connection, message us from the Owens Community College Radio Facebook page. From the Owens Outcome Student Media Center, this has been Community Connection.